Okay, I'm ready to start. Welcome back. Well, this channel is about fixing my faith. And I'm about, well, I would say 16 months in from waking up. And the thing about waking up is once you wake up, like 16 months ago, it's different than when I'm awoken today. Like today, 16 months ago, I was fighting for Jehovah and Yahweh, kind of a thing. Today, I'm not sure if Yahweh's the devil. That's where I'm at with this whole thing. But anyways, tonight, I had a friend over. I guess he's coming. He came over. He's an ExJw friend, and he's been one of these guys. Like when we were JWs, he was always fringe. He was always questioning the elders, growing kind of a beard, and never ever getting used. He was all. I kind of, felt for him all the time, and he got into a situation where they accused him of things he didn't do. And the elders got together, 3 elders got together and had him committed to a psychiatric ward. And of course I can't mention names, but you can't do that kind of stuff. But these 3 elders got together and did this. And he went to a psychiatric ward. And I was serving as a ministerial servant at the time. I was giving public talks for a while. And they knew that he talked to me. He wouldn't talk to anybody else. And they sent me, these elders sent me to the psychiatric ward. And I went there and I didn't know what to do. I'm not an elder. I didn't have elder book training. Didn't ever see an elder's book in my life. And I was young. I was in my 30s. And I went down there and visited. He just needed someone to talk to. He just lost it. And they accused him of stuff that he didn't do. And so I started just taking notes. And I had all these points, all his issues. And I said, "What's your issues?" And I just started writing. We just started writing. And we, page after page, I had all his issues down and gave him a big hug, and I left. And I had to drive 3 hours to this psychiatric jail that they committed him to. And when I got back, they had an elders meeting, and I was in there, and all the elders were in there. It wasn't like a 3-elder meeting. It was the whole body was in there. And I was sitting there, and they said, "Okay, well, what did you find out?" So I said, "Okay, brothers," I just went down, and I took notes, and I think this can be resolved. I was kind of positive. I thought what he was saying was, could be resolved. So I got to about point 3 or 4, and the whole elder body turned on me. They turned on me, and I actually shut my book, and I couldn't get through the list. And I thought, holy crap. But anyways, time went on. He got out and moved. He actually moved to moved provinces even. And he was always fighting what we called the truth. He'd always, come in with a beard, and he fought it. And he said Jesus had a beard, and he fought it like that. And anyways, life goes on, and he moves back and comes back and starts to go out to meetings and stuff. And I'm living over here in this neck of the woods, and I'm trying to do unassigned territory. I'm pioneering. Life goes on, so I started pioneering, and I'm really having a hell of a good time up in the Northwest Territories of Canada. Because I could go up there and I could run from all the issues down south. All the bullshit that's going on in the congregation. Like just so much bullshit, so much hierarchy. These guys are, the one elder, my book study overseer, he had 2 daughters and they both sat on his knees, and he was there 14. And that, 10 years later, I find out there's a pedophile in the congregation. But anyways, I locked heads with that guy ever since I moved into that congregation. He hated me. He had a hate on for me, and I didn't know he was who he is. But I'm going up north to get away from all these guys. And I didn't have a good marriage. Really terrible. My ex-wife wanted to go to Mexico and leave me at home. Go with her girlfriends. And like, this was congregation. I'm supposed to be the head of the house. It's no wonder I couldn't get privileges. And her girlfriends were, well, some sister, and their husband wasn't in the truth, truck driver or something. And that's kind of what I was dealing with. You don't leave your wife because of that. You go up north. You get the hell out of town. And that's what I did, because I could go up north. You see how I'm dressed now? I could go up and go door to door like this if I wanted. I could grow a beard. There's no rules. No unassigned territory. These are territories that no one in their right mind wants to spend $3,000 on a plane trip and fly to. These guys are all flying to Mexico. In Canada here, they're all lazy Jehovah's Witnesses. They're not real. They're fake. And there's just so much fakeness. And I've seen it all the way through, all the fakeness, all the way through the congregations. They're all drunks and they drink. So tonight, I got away from this. I left it. They told me after a while I couldn't even preach door to door up north, but I could preach locally, but not door to door. That's how hypocritical they are. They were dictating to Jesus where and who I could preach to. And so you know what I did? I said, that. And I said, you know what, Jehovah, if you want me going up north, then I'm going to have to hire a bunch of these pompous JWs and find them. And I couldn't find, I couldn't find pompous JWs. I'd pay the whole trip. They could come up north, do unassigned territory and brag about it. I couldn't even get these candy-ass Jehovah's Witnesses here locally. None of them. So who did I have to call on? My buddy, Lee. Did I say his name? I shouldn't have said his name. But anyways, you didn't hear that name. But I had to call on him. The guy that grow the beard, the guy that fight the elders. Well, he came back. And he was disfellowshipped, got reinstated. And I said, I phoned up there and I said, I need someone to sign out this unassigned territory so I can go up and preach. Because I'm not allowed to preach, which is a bunch of bullshit. They knew it. And so they actually said, yeah, we'll endorse him. He just got reinstated. They endorsed him to sign out the territory. And we went up north and preached. And some other pompous elder came with us to supervise us. He actually signed it out. But anyways, he was some flea bag elder that would go to Mexico on someone else's dime in the wintertime and come back here in the summertime and look for freebies, right? So we used them to sign out territory. That's what you do. And I was just done with this religion. But I was determined I was going to go up north and preach, even though I wasn't allowed to preach. So I went up north. The elder signs it out. My buddy, we had to have 3 because I needed 2 people working door to door, right? I couldn't go door to door, and you have to have 2. So my buddy, the reinstated one, got approved. All above board. Signed out from Bethel. So I just bought all the plane tickets, and I had to work. Tons of work up there. So we go up north, and the recently reinstated guy and myself, we knew each other and we had a blast. So we just have a couple glasses of wine every night or whatever, and I'd go to work, and those guys would go out and preach. But I was allowed to do my old return visits and stuff, so I did that. But anyways, long story short, he quit way before I quit. But did he wake up? That's another question. And I've been saying this on this channel for a long time. People aren't waking up. They're leaving, but they're not waking up, because I left and I didn't wake up. I left in 2012. He left before I did. So when I left, I was all brokenhearted and everything, and my marriage fell apart, and I was so pissed off at the elders, and all, all the whole story, right? We're all angry. And so I go up and drive 3 hours to see him and stay at his place, and we have this angry talk, but he's actually very nice. He's very stable and very calm to me and really supporting. Helps me really to get through it, and it was a good thing. But anyways, life goes on, and 10 years goes by, 2023. Well, that was 2012, 2023. We're here, we're today. And, I have horses, and he's here, and blah, blah, blah. And he's a horse guy, nice guy. We're both ExJws, right? He was my best man in my wedding. My good wife and I. I didn't have no one else to call, So anyways, we're here, and it's dinner tonight. And I've only had a few little bit of wine. You see how much is in there? You can see. It's up to here. That's like 2 glasses. I don't drink much, but 2 glasses. And, he's had whatever he's having, And my good wife is there. Like, my good wife is really good. And she's very calm and very supporting. Doesn't hear me ever blow up about this stuff. And you don't know how you're going to be, right? And we're both ExJws. So we're sitting down and we're talking, and he says, well, like you and I are going to be in the paradise. And I said, fuck that. I'm not going to be in any fucking paradise with you. Don't put me in your fucking records that are in your head. Undo your records. Like, I've been saying, go online. And then the ball says, oh, you just have a cult following on your line. And I said, fuck you. Like, this was an all out blowout. I couldn't believe it. Like, I've been saying, come online, undo those records. I gave him my book, read it. I said to him, you have all this advice. I'm going to live on earth. I said, how do you know I don't want to go to heaven? Oh, you can't. There's only 140. You're the 140. I said, fuck you. Who are you to decide whether I'm going to heaven or not? And who are you to decide whether I'm going to be this whole facade of living on earth? Jesus didn't even talk about that. That's a few scriptures out of the Old Testament, out of a Psalms. And then he starts hollering at me, and I start hollering back. And, well, his girlfriend laughed, moved away. My wife goes over here. We're here face to face arguing about this shit. I said, I'll be an atheist before I argue. I said, that's why this Bible is the devil. You want to talk about the devil? It's this Bible. Why would God's word cause this kind of a disturbance in a household? I'm serious. I walked out of my own household because I didn't want to be around the shit, the Watchtower shit. I thought we were out of the Watchtower, but we're not out of the Watchtower. That programming is so damn deep. So damn deep. We walked back into the house. He didn't expect that out of me. I said, don't call me a cult. Don't call me on. I said, I've never done charity work like this in my life. That Watchtower shit was not charity work. That was the devil's work. That was not charity work. Let's face it, that's the devil's work. It's not God's work. We weren't doing God's work. We have to get this straight in our heads. And this is not going to be easy. This is tough. I did not realize the depth of the indoctrination until tonight. I did not know it. Like, we spent all this time together, 10 years, visiting. I wasn't awoke. I did not start to wake up until 16 months ago. Seriously, I wrote that whole book. I was half asleep writing that book. It's an interesting book. Now that I look at it, I said, read the book. It's a fictional story. It's designed to take you outside of the Watchtower. And it is about Jesus being the judge. And 9 measures, any religion that's going to tell you that you can't wear a beard, is a cult. Why are we believing that there's only 144,000 going to heaven? And everyone's going to scrunch into this earth. Why do we believe that? Because we were programmed by a cult. That's why. All of us. And when you leave that religion, you don't lose that programming. It stays in your brain. We had a talk tonight with ExJ Diaries, Justin. And we need a health clinic to help us all deprogram. The in-depth of program is litigation after litigation after litigation designed by Judge Rutherford. To this very day, the guy didn't have a beard. He was half Nazi. And if you don't believe that, do the research. These guys were affiliated, and they have a Nazi approach to the religion. It is changing. Now, you guys don't know it as of today. You won't know it until November 6th, when the bright light becomes brighter, because the governing body is going to tell you on November 6th that they don't have to apologize. Why? Because the light just got brighter. And now, you know what? They're not the judge. People from Sodom and Gomorrah are going to be resurrected. People from the flood are going to be resurrected, because we're not the judge. How can we judge? Jesus is all of a sudden the judge. Jehovah's Witnesses are no longer the judge. You see, the religion has taken a change because the religion's a big business. It's one big fat business. They have 1.6 million into the stock market, the Henrietta Fund that buys missiles and supports Zionism in the Middle East. It supports that. Yes, it does. Do the research, folks. This is a religion not built upon by God. This is a religion that's just the same as Babylon the Great, every other religion that's out there. But this is the worst one because they claim to have the truth. And today, they're not going to apologize. In New Zealand, Australia, they need to apologize. The Catholics are apologizing. Everyone's apologizing and changing. But they'll change, but we're not going to apologize. Because as soon as you apologize, you accept guilt. And now you have a financial strain. So we're not quitting at this end until they apologize, until it's all done. And when it's done, they will crumble. They'll have to turn the lights out, because this is the worst cult on earth. When I seen my friend, my best friend, act like he did tonight and think that I should believe in this fucking paradise, or that there's only 144,000 that you got to be select to go to heaven, that's bullshit. People coming out of this cult, going about daily life, and he's trying to beat this shit into his girlfriend's mind. People in this cult believe this bullshit. They believe parts of it. And they have to get out of it. They have to be deprogrammed. There's a lot of work to deprogramming and ExJw. It's not easy. And then we're shunned. They believe in the shunning. They believe in the words like apostate. I throw out the word apostate. You're the worst thing, apostate. See, they don't understand that it's a badge of honor to be an apostate from the Jehovah's Witness cult, or from a Mormon cult or something like that. You want to be an apostate of those religions. In fact, you had to be an apostate of Catholic or something to join the JW cult. It's just these words, they put so much power. They have done, Rutherford has really did his job, digging these words into the brains of people, because it comes out. You can't even sit down and have a dinner and have a glass of wine with an ExJw unless they've been deprogrammed. That's where I'm at today, folks. And I think it's sad. I don't even want to be I don't even want to sit down with an ExJw unless they've been deprogrammed or had some experience online, because that's what you're going to get. And I don't like getting angry, but I'm not going to give in to that JW crap. And don't tell me what I believe or what I should believe. That's cult. Yeah. So anyways, that's it. That's all I have to say. I gotta go.